7:34, new this morning, health experts are concerned over the threat of bird flu in the U.S. This comes after the CDC announced on Thursday that the first severe bird flu case in the U.S. likely mutated in the patient. Officials say mutations could make the virus easier to spread to humans. Here to talk about this morning is Andrew Pekosz, professor and vice chair of the W. Harry Feinstein Department of Molecular Microbiology and Immunology at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg School of Public Health. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Talk about this case specifically, the details of it and why this is causing some concern.
Yeah, well, we've had about 60 cases in the U.S. of infection with avian flu. We call it H5N1 virus. This is the first one that has been severe. This person has been hospitalized for a significant amount of time. And when scientists took samples of the virus from this person, they noticed that the virus was starting to change, and it was picking up mutations that we know from previous work makes the virus better at infecting humans. Now, those mutations didn't dominate, they just started to show up, but it's another sign that this virus is very dangerous and it has the potential to become even more dangerous to humans.
Talk about that a little bit more. I mean, what is the biggest fear here with a likely mutation like this in this patient?
Well, right now, all of the infections have occurred from people who have come in contact with infected poultry or infected dairy cows. There's been no evidence so far that the virus can spread from person to person. But the mutations that this case in Louisiana has picked up are mutations that we think could make that more likely. And so therefore, this virus is starting to move to a place where it may be able to spread from person to person. And that's what's brought extra concern about this case.
I know the CDC maintains the public's risk remains low, but based on these mutations, I mean, how closely is this something that you and other public health officials will be monitoring?
Well, it's very closely monitored by public health officials. There's been no evidence that this virus has spread from this one person to anybody else. And the mutations that were found were still a minority, meaning that not all the viruses in this person had changed. Right now, the biggest risk to the general public, though, is really individuals who are coming in contact with poultry or with dairy cows, because that's where the virus seems to be the most prominent. General public doesn't have to have any major concerns so far, as long as you stay away from raw milk products and raw meat products from poultry, because those are also things that have been associated with having this infectious H5N1 virus.
And I know you kind of touched on it just now, but again, as far as the general public, what else do they need to know about the bird flu at this point?
Well, right now, just general things about if you find dead birds in your backyard, please don't touch them. It's sort of common sense things. Again, raw milk is something that we know can have infectious H5N1, so try to avoid that. We also know that several cats and other farm animals have been infected by eating food or milk that has been contaminated with H5N1. So again, staying away from raw milk products and raw poultry, or being careful around raw poultry are the important things to avoid for the general public. But again, the risk is still low for most people in the country.
All right, and certainly something you guys will be watching closely. Thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.